There is even more new research showing better outcomes for people with MS who implement diet and lifestyle changes. And you know I love new research, especially when it shows there are things that we can do to help ourselves. I've been living with my MS for over 18 years, and the changes I've made with diet and lifestyle have played a huge part in it. In today's video, I'm going to share what the new research shows, how the changes have helped me, and tips to help you implement these changes so you can better manage your MS symptoms and possibly prevent disability. Sound good? I'm sure most of you have heard or seen, "Oh, diets, they don't work. I've tried them and they don't make a difference." Or, "That program is bogus. I did it and it didn't help." If you have, let me know in the comments below. I have been studying diet and lifestyle changes for years and years now. I've read the research, I've got training and taken classes, and I've lived the experience. Don't let anyone tell you that diet and lifestyle changes don't work or won't help. The research I'm going to share with you today came out in early August of 2024 in the European Journal of Neurology. It looked at 800 people living with MS. They analyzed how the participants engaged in 6 lifestyle behaviors, and the title of the study was Baseline Engagement with Healthy Lifestyles and Their Associations with Health Outcomes in People with Multiple Sclerosis Enrolled in an Online Multimodal Lifestyle Course. They did a randomized control trial to look at the outcomes of people with MS who took part in an online course on lifestyle behaviors. The behaviors included were a high-quality plant-based diet, 5,000 international units or more per day of vitamin D, omega-3 supplementation such as flaxseed oil, 30 minutes or more of physical activity 5 times per week, 30 minutes or more per week of meditation, and being a non-smoker. The study concluded that engagement with multiple behaviors, especially diet and physical activity, was associated with better outcomes. Engaging with 4 or more behaviors was associated with a 9-point higher mental quality of life and a 9.5-point higher physical quality of life, as well as 23% and 56% lower prevalence of fatigue and moderate disability, respectively. Do any of you want better mental and physical quality of life, less fatigue, and possibly less disability? Yeah, let me know in the comments. When I had my first relapse in 2006, it included foot drop. Over the course of a weekend, I was losing my ability to walk. I received high-dose steroids, and that helped some, but over the next few months, I made some changes to how I ate and how I moved. I started eating a more vegetarian diet and more whole foods with less processed foods. I added regular yoga, and I started meditating. Over the course of a few months, my foot drop resolved. Honestly, I think the yoga was the biggest contributor to my improvements. I kept trying to do the poses over and over and over, and eventually my brain and body responded. Thank you, neuroplasticity. Changing my diet helped me with my overall physical health. My blood work numbers were great, and I had increased energy. And meditating definitely helped with the stress and my mental health. Over the years, I've made more changes, and I now eat a whole food plant-based diet that includes no animal products. I do a variety of exercises, including walking, yoga, strength training, and Zumba. I've made sleep a priority. I do my best to get 7 to 8 hours each night, and I do daily mindfulness and meditation. All of these are key to my health and well-being. When I look at the research that's come out over the past few years, I am convinced that these changes have helped me to keep my body healthy and my MS symptoms and progression to a minimum. Making changes to our diets and lifestyles can be hard. So today I'm going to share some tips related to the 6 behaviors in this study. Number 1, a high-quality plant-based diet. The standard American or Western diet is full of highly processed foods and food-like products that are full of sugar, additives, chemicals, antibiotics, hormones, and pesticides that are toxic to our health. Try to eat foods that have single ingredients, like apples, broccoli, and beans. Include an abundance of fresh fruits and vegetables at every meal. Recent recommendations to have a healthy gut microbiome are to get a minimum of 30 different kinds of plants a week into our diets. I know, it sounds like a lot, But there are over 20,000 kinds of edible plants out there, and it includes fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, and legumes. You can find most of these by shopping the perimeter of the grocery store. Many of the foods at the center of the stores are packaged to be shelf-stable for months and months and are full of ingredients that are not good for us. And don't be fooled by the claims on the front of the packages. Turn them over and read the list of ingredients. Number 2, 5,000 international units or more per day of vitamin D. This one's a bit more tricky to give tips on because it depends. It depends on what your levels of vitamin D are. I highly recommend getting a blood test with your doctor to determine what your levels are and then decide how much vitamin D to supplement with. We can also boost our vitamin D by getting out and getting natural sunlight on our skin without sunscreen for 15 to 20 minutes a day. I take this plant-based vitamin D, which I will link below if you'd like to check it out. Did you know that I have an Amazon store where I put the links to my favorite supplements, books, foods and snacks, gadgets, and household items to help me live well with my MS? I do. I'll put a link to it in the description below if you'd like to check it out. This helps to support me and the channel so I can continue to make videos and provide free content. Number 3, omega-3 supplementation such as flaxseed oil. Omega-3 fatty acids are crucial for brain health. The Overcoming MS organization recommends 20 to 40 mils or about 2 tablespoons per day of flax oil. Be sure to get fresh, good quality oil that's been refrigerated. This oil can go rancid easily. There are also some great resources in our diets, such as ground flax seeds, chia seeds, and hemp hearts. I also keep these foods in regular rotation as they have omega-3s too. Brussels sprouts, walnuts, edamame, kidney beans, wild rice, and kale. I also supplement with an algae-based omega-3 that I will link below. Number 4, 30 minutes or more of physical activity 5 times per week. I recently did a video on the importance and benefits of exercise that I will link above and in the description below. Some tips to help meet this goal are to schedule exercise. If it's on our calendars, we're more likely to do it. Exercise with friends, schedule a walk or meet up at the gym. Sign up for classes. When we pay for a class, we're more likely to do it. Once we start to exercise regularly, it becomes a habit. Number 5, 30 minutes or more per week of meditation. Like exercise, it's much easier to get into the habit of regular meditation if we schedule it. I do my daily guided meditation every morning after my coffee and before I dive into the day. It is 20 minutes of time that I take every day. It doesn't have to be 20 minutes. Do what works for you. Maybe start with 5 minutes or maybe just 10 mindful breaths. I also take mindful breaths each day when I get into bed and each day before I get out of bed. Mindfulness can also be in the form of mindful eating or mindful walking. There are some great apps out there to help too, and I will link them below. Number 6, be a non-smoker. If you're a smoker, it's time to quit. Smoking is linked to an increased risk of developing MS, delay in diagnosis of MS, worsening disease progression, increased risk of bone fracture, lower quality of life, and more likely to have active MS on the MRI. There are a lot of programs out there to help people with quitting smoking, and I will link some below. Of all the behaviors in this study, I would say that quitting smoking is one of the most important. There is extensive research showing how bad it is for us. This study that came out in August reinforces that we need to do more than just change our diet or more than just exercise. It shows that engaging in 4 or more healthy lifestyle behaviors led to clinically significantly positive outcomes. Are you engaging in 4 or more changes to help support yourself with your MS? Let me know in the comments below. To see more on making changes to support yourself on your journey with MS, watch these videos next. To help support this channel and help it to reach more people, please share this video, like, and subscribe. Until next time, be well.